Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering what I did to get here. Well, let me tell you.
Today in protest, they gathered earlier this afternoon for the second No Kings rally this year. Philadelphia had one of the biggest turnouts for the protest, its first protest back in June. And today, 15,000 more people packed Market Street for the march. They protesting what they call authoritarian actions from the Trump administration. NBC 10's Siobhan McGurl is live at Independence Mall, where protesters gathered for the rally. Siobhan?
Johnny, right now, crews are here. They're cleaning up after that protest and rally just a few hours ago. You can now walk through this area. That's how many people were out. The city estimating about 15,000 showed up for this march and rally.
Show me what democracy looks like!
A day of protesting in Center City, Philadelphia.
Okay.
From City Hall
Just one king.
to Independence Hall. The sprawling crowd, part of a movement of nationwide demonstrations dubbed No King's Day of Peaceful Action.
People here are exercising their free speech and their civic responsibilities to speak up against injustice.
Pushing back against what organizers describe as authoritarian actions from President Trump and his administration.
We're losing our democracy every day with every move that he makes, and we've got to fight back. America has a long history of protest, and we're exercising our First Amendment rights.
With Philadelphia police standing by, protesters peacefully marched from City Hall down Market Street. What message do you hope to send marching down Market?
That this remains a democracy. People have the right to speak. People have the right to express themselves, and we need change.
So this is the story of what happened when I walked into a protest. But first, hit my intro. Okay, a little bit of backstory. I totally forgot about No King's Day. I heard about it earlier in the week, but totally forgot that it was happening on this particular day. So, after doing some early morning running around, I get off at Suburban Station in Center City, Philadelphia, and walked into a bunch of people screaming and yelling, pissed off at the president. Go figure, that's a Monday. So, I get out of the tunnel and decide to go peek and see what's going on. And what I got out of that was a group of passionate, motivated, and angry people who wanted to see change unlike any time in the history of this country. Devoted Americans who want things to change and change now. I decided to go live at some point because I wasn't going to have enough data in my phone. And these are just some of the events from that day. Normally I carry 4 portable chargers. That's going to become a theme in this video. But here we go. Love that sign. Now, I'm just going to pause this for a second and just let you know that there are going to be a lot of pauses in this video because I just got to acknowledge some of the creativity of the American people. The signs that I saw that people came up with and some of the costumes that they showed up with were some of the most creative things I think I've ever seen at a protest ever in my life. I mean, some of the way these people came up with some of these things were absolutely unbelievably funny. creative, political, and also drop dead hilarious. But we continue on. I'll let this one speak for itself. You all know what this is and what it represents. But continue. One of the interesting things about this protest, which I found actually kind of funny, was the fact that even though we were standing there yelling, chanting, we could not hear a thing this woman was saying. So where I have the camera pointed at was kind of like a secondary stage on ground level. But the woman who was leading the chants and cheers, we could not hear shit she was saying. It was only because of the repeat that the people around us that were able to heard, we were able to decipher and determine what this woman was actually saying, and to where we could actually basically say what she was trying to get us to say without sounding ridiculous and totally off base. But yeah, this I believe was on the Broad Street side, as if you're going to Temple. And we kind of like stood there for a long time waiting for the line to actually start moving. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. You're probably thinking the same thing that about 20 of us in the crowd were wondering. Is she going to change up this little chant she's doing? Because it started to get a little boring and annoying. Like, just to hear it now in my mind is kind of cringe. But we were sitting there wondering, okay, is she going to say anything different? Because she would go to something else. This is what democracy looks like. And then she would go back to when I say people, you say power. And we're all like, really? We're going back to that again. That's getting kind of old. Okay, so at this point in the video, we're actually starting to move. They got situated with the front of the line, and everybody's having to cram around the corner to the right. When you make this right, even though traffic is going counterclockwise, you're going around to the right and then making the left on Market Street to go down as if you're going to 8th Street. So we go to start moving, and then we have to stop at some point again and again and again. So eventually I said, screw it, I ain't going all the way down there, but I'm going to follow this line around as long as it takes for me to at least get around the corner to see the line of people going down the street when I get to a high elevated spot where I can kind of point my camera down and see what's going on.
No kings! No kings! No kings! No kings!
No, ladies and gentlemen, you are not seeing things. No, ladies and gentlemen, you are not imagining anything. Yes, this gentleman with the Eagles hat and the blue shirt, with the Phillies pretzel box on top of a shopping cart, with more in the actual shopping cart itself, is actually out there hustling pretzels in the middle of a protest. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot make this up. I promise you can't. Not even on your best day sitting next to Martin Scorsese and your favorite directors. My man is out here actually hustling pretzels during the No Kings Day parade. I'm telling you, this is some Philly. Only we, for people from Philly, like this. We will take advantage of the situation and make $1 off of it. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's smart as hell for you to be able to do it, because you know people going to be out there hungry because they've been standing out there since early morning, and they need something to eat, something to snack on. So guess what? Why not have a convenient enough situation where a guy hustling pretzels is walking right by you in the middle of a protest. Oh man, only you can do some stuff like that in Philly and get away with it.
No kings! Hey, pretzels here, cold water. No kings! No kings!
Only in Philly do we sell pretzels during a rally.
You know, now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, if he would have had a whole tray of water ice, that would have been the best day ever. If he would have walked by and been like, I got cherry, I got lemonade, I got pineapple, pina colada, root beer, whatever flavor, boy, that parade would have came to a screeching halt. Because everybody from Philly knows that Philly has the absolute best when it comes to water ice. Boy, Rita's would have made a killing.
Really?
Don't mind the head bobbing. I was listening to music that only I would enjoy. Don't judge me, judge your mama. Okay, so at this point, I decided to break off from the crowd and try to get on the sidewalk where I'd have a little bit of breathing room because my social anxiety meter started to redline, basically. So what ended up happening was that hotel that's across the street from City Hall, where if I pointed the camera to the right, which you'll see in the video, is basically facing Market Street, heading from City Hall down towards 13th Street, where they ended up going towards Independence Hall. So at this point, I decided to, instead of walking all the way down, I would stand out to the side and film the big group of people that were behind me going past me to go to Independence Hall. This is where my battery started to deplete. And I realized, okay, I'm not going to have enough data in my phone to support all this footage. So what did I decide to do? I decided to go live on another platform, and knowing that I was going to be able to save the recording, I know that it would be fun to sit and actually film some of the people walking by, the signs and the costumes and just the energy in the crowd that day. This is where things get very, very fun and funny for me. And as you'll see, funny for other people that were standing nearby, also recording. Y'all check this out, and I'm going to get a little bit more into some of the signage in part 2.
For introverts like me, this is like career suicide. This is nuts. This is crazy. The signs out here are so creative. Some of these people could write scripts for Hollywood. Seriously. Some of these signs are nuts. Look at this. You love to see it. Dear Trump and the White House, I hope you're watching. I hope you are watching this.